These hallowed grounds tell a tragic story. One of uncommon heroism and terror from the gilded tower that looms above.
Hundreds of people running everywhere.
That fear that this was going to just be the first part of a multifaceted attack.
Over the last year, much of that night has remained a mystery.
We're trying to get more.
At first, all we knew was what we saw captured on cell phones. But after a 10-month-long investigation by law enforcement in coordination with MGM, using surveillance cameras, body cameras, and a 3D model,
32nd floor.
we can now present one of the most comprehensive views of a mass shooting ever, exposing gaps in our system and showing the response moment by moment. September 25th, 2017, security camera footage captures Stephen Paddock arriving at the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino 6 days before the attack. He's a high roller, a regular at the hotel.
He was a very typical guest. He was, in our estimation, the lowest risk type of individual.
No alarm bells going off.
Paddock checks into a suite on the 32nd floor, and he's given the VIP treatment, allowed to bring his luggage up through a service elevator. Over the course of his stay, he makes several trips to his house in Mesquite, Nevada, and brings in case after case after case of luggage. 21 suitcases in all, full of guns and ammunition. The investigation shows on October 1st, he orders room service and rigged surveillance cameras before he brings in a final batch of suitcases and locks himself in his room. That night at 9:40 p.m., Mandalay Bay security officer Jesus Campos is on a routine security check assigned to a room alarm on the 32nd floor.
This was the last call of my night.
You were heading home in your head.
In my head, I was home free after this.
He has no idea he's about to become an accidental hero on what would become one of the most horrific nights in American history. As shown in this rendering provided exclusively to ABC News by MGM, once on the 30th floor, he takes the stairs up to the 32nd, but he finds the exit door jammed. So he walks up to the elevator and takes it back down.
When did something seem off to you?
When I noticed the metal L bracket that was secured, that hold the door secured.
That bracket strategically placed there by a man staying in the suite just a few feet away.
I didn't know what was going on, just simply because that's not normal. I had to call our security dispatch. I was transferred to engineering dispatch.
As he walks back into the hallway to check that room alarm, turns out a nanny a few doors down left their door ajar. He hears a strange noise coming from the suite.
Thought it was drill noises.
The massacre has just begun. Across the street just moments before, Jason Aldean had taken the stage in the final night of the Route 91 Harvest Festival. Bullets rain down on the 22,000 concertgoers packed into the open-air venue.
That's just a firecracker.
I know, but why would you do that?
Confusion mixes with panic.
There's people just running everywhere. Nobody knows where to go.
In under a minute, over 100 rounds are fired into the crowd. Concertgoers flood 911.
There's numerous reports coming in. We have 33 calls holding. It's an active shooter.
It's fireworks!
As the shooter launches his attack back on the 32nd floor, Campos, who is unarmed, continues walking down this hallway. He passes a room service cart with those surveillance cameras. It's either that or the sound of the stairway door that alerts the shooter. He fires through the door.
Suddenly, you're under fire.
Yes, I went to go lift up my pant leg and I saw the blood coming down.
Campos takes cover in this doorway alcove
312.
and radios for help.
Hey, there's shots fired in 32135.
The shooter turns back to the concertgoers below and fires over 250 more rounds in the next 4 minutes. Las Vegas Metro police officers respond to the scene.
patrol just advising there are people down on stage left. We have multiple casualties. CSWs in the medical tent. Multiple casualties. Get behind Campos.
But they too come under attack.
Can you see where it's come from? No.
Pinned down by automatic gunfire. The echo of gunfire through the strip leads to mistaken reports of shooters in multiple hotels. Deputy Chief Andrew Walsh responds to the scene.
What sticks with me is that fear, that pain in my stomach, that this was going to just be the first part of a multifaceted attack.
We're getting reports of shots fired at New York, shots fired at Tropicana.
Back in the hotel, Stephen Schuck, an engineer, is riding an elevator to the 32nd floor in response to Campos's earlier call about that L bracket. Pushing his maintenance cart, he walks out of the elevator and straight into danger.
I noticed him. I said, get cover, it's not safe. At that moment in time, there was more rounds being dispersed.
Suddenly, Schuck himself is under fire.
Something hit me in the back as I was jumping into cover.
Someone's firing a gun up here. Someone's firing a rifle on the 32nd floor down the hallway.
The Mandalay Bay security office hears Schuck's alert and hustles toward the elevators.
I thought if I don't come out of this hallway alive, I wanted to communicate for Metro and first responders to get up there because this is where the shooter is.
Every second that Schuck and Campos are under fire on the 32nd floor is a chance for the concert goers below to flee.
We're gonna get trampled if we don't go.
For Paige Melanson, running was an agonizing choice. She and her mother were both shot.
We rolled her over, and a retired firefighter came over, and he told us that we had to go. He said that if we wanted to live, that we needed to go. I looked into his eyes, and he said, you need to go.
Paige and her sister fled, leaving their mom, Rosemarie, behind in the care of a stranger.
Once I was shot, I fell down. Stephanie and Paige were hanging over me, saying, Mom, just screaming my name, Mom. And next thing I know, my body just floated. Floated up. I could hear the gunfire. I could see everybody. I could see my own body laying down there. The next thing I know, I was in heaven. And I saw my dad and my two brothers and my uncle. And it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. You didn't want to come back. They just told me, it's not your time, Rosemarie. You got to go back. It's not your time. And so next thing I woke up, I was on a gate that they put me on that dragged me to the ambulance.
That retired firefighter kept his word, getting her to safety.
Come on, guys!
Hundreds flood into the nearby streets,
She shot you?
where they set up makeshift triage wards.
I'm going to sit down and sit on my knee, okay? He's not shooting anymore.
The situation's so dire, police officers step in as paramedics.
You see officers stopping to render aid. You see officers bleeding from bullet wounds.
Did you get an ambulance here, like real quick? They're all coming right now. Okay, because she got a gunshot to her lungs.
I don't know. Okay, listen.
In the midst of the chaos, police work to keep everyone calm.
Hang in there, please. Hang in there. You guys are going to be okay. We'll be back.
Stay with us.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.